been a fan of Crystal Vanner, and I met her at the RTR again this year, so I thought I'd do an interview. Okay, we are at the RTR, and I have a very famous person in front of me. Somebody that I always watch her videos because they're so interesting and they're so much from the heart.
Thank you.
Let me present Crystal Vanner.
Hello, hello, hello.
So how did you end up on the road?
So I ended up back in 2014 and 2015 looking at tiny house stuff on YouTube. And when I had watched pretty much everything there was, I started recommending van dwelling videos to me. And so that's when I was like, what's that? You know, like I had no idea about people living in vehicles. And so I decided to investigate further. And I watched 2 or 3 different random people and then found Bob and kind of just binge watched his whole catalog, just everything he had put up, went to the oldest videos and just watched them all. And then it intrigued me. And so I was like, I've got to do this. I can do this. I can't do a tiny house right now, but I can do this. And I just never looked back. Once I realized that that's really what I wanted, because I wanted to travel, and tiny houses aren't really, conducive to traveling as much as I wanted to. So I said, okay, this is it. This is the one I want. I'm a van dweller.
Well, that's cool. So how long have you been doing it?
So August 27th of 2015 was my last day in Sticks and Bricks.
Wow. How do you support yourself?
YouTube a little bit. I do sell t-shirts on my Teespring, and I have another part-time job that's a little risque, so I don't talk about it. So yeah, so I do have multiple sources of income. And you can live on less when you're just in a vehicle. You basically need gas and upkeep for the vehicle and food, insurance, cell phone, that kind of stuff. Way less bills.
What do you do when it gets cold?
I move away. I am from Northern Virginia, just outside of DC, so I spend my winters out here. I do have an adult son and a granddaughter, so I go back for a month and a half in the summer and see them. But I just travel. I follow the weather as much as I can. I do not like being cold.
So does your family come with you sometimes?
Nope, never.
This is all by
I've been solo. Yep.
So you're a single female, obviously.
Yes.
How is security on the road? Do you feel safe on the road?
Security hasn't been that huge of an issue. I've had a couple of incidences, but nothing that was really life-threatening. But I do carry a couple of weapons in the van. And the good thing about being on wheels is if you got that gut feeling that you don't feel secure, you leave. So I don't see anywhere where I just have that gut feeling of not being safe.
What advice would you give to other single females who are on the road and saying, maybe I can't do this?
Do it. Basically do it. You can do anything. And it's better to do it and maybe it not turn out exactly the way you want it than living with the regret of not having never done it. And that was my biggest thing, was because I'm not retirement age, so I didn't know what my health would be like at retirement age, or if I would even be able to drive. What if my vision's gone? What if my hearing's gone? What if I can't drive anymore? So I said, why am I waiting then live with that regret? So my thing was, I'm gonna do it now, and if it doesn't work out, I'll just come back, get another job, get another apartment. It's not that big of a deal. So
in a sense, it's not that risky.
It really isn't, because you can always go back and get a job, and you can always go back and get an apartment. You always can go back. But living with that man and living vicariously through the screen, wondering and what if and maybe I should have, you don't want to live with that. At least I didn't.
What do you eat on the road?
So I'm pretty healthy. I'm a pescatarian, so I eat all fruits, vegetables, and fish. However, I do throw in seafood because I do like crabs and shrimp. Coming from the DC, Maryland, Virginia area, I do love crab and shrimp. But so yeah, I eat mostly raw, fresh fruits and vegetables.
Cool. Where have you not gone that you want to go?
Wow, nowhere really. I mean, I have my map that you put the stickers on, so I've got like 20 more states to have them all. So I kind of want to just get the map completed.
Come up with original topics.
I don't really, my videos aren't really necessarily topic based. They're more what has happened to me the last couple of days. It's more about my journey, what's happened to me, where I am now, what I'm doing. If I'm going to an event, I'm good, letting people know that I'll be there and where I'll be so they can come and see me if they're also going to be at the same event. I don't really have too much straightforward topics, except people request cooking, so I do cook, but I don't really like to cook, so those are forced. But occasionally people will say, well, what about this? And so I'll say, okay, I'll just do a video on it. If they ask about, my power setup, or how's your bed, And when I got the bigger van, everyone wanted to know what I was doing as I was making it, you know, my home. So, you know, those, I guess you could say in a way, are topics, but they're still part of my journey. You know, setting up my home is still part of my journey. How I put the power in, that's still part of my journey. So I don't necessarily go and film for topic's sake. It's still all a part of my journey.
What's been your hardest day on the road? Thinking back.
Hardest day is the breakdowns. The breakdowns and not having the money. Those have been the hardest. I have been brought to tears when those happen. And it's really the YouTube family that I've created that has helped me with a couple of those. So I've been blessed. I really have.
Have you made enemies?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, go back and look at November's videos of last year, 2018, and you'll see all my enemies. But it doesn't matter to me, because no matter what lifestyle you live, people are not going to like what you're doing. So at least I'm happy. They're just miserable.
And your family, are they worried?
So like I said, I have an adult son. He's really the only family that I really am in contact with. And I don't think he necessarily worries, because he knows I can handle myself. But it was strange to him at first, me wanting to live this lifestyle. He doesn't 100% get it, but he supports me.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
How do people follow you?
YouTube is the best way. Just go to youtube.com/CrystalVanner, and there I am.
There you are.
Yep, and you can access all my other stuff via my YouTube, or you can go to crystalvanner.com and get to all my things.
What would you like to say that I haven't asked?
Just get out there. I just want everyone who's curious about the lifestyle to get out there. And I want you to remember that you don't have to have anything fancy. I started in a 2000 GMC Jimmy that I already was driving every day. I did not start in a nice big van like I have now. I started in what I had, saved money, bought an $800 minivan, fixed it up, and then this summer was able to move up to another van. And my minivan is now shuttling my grandchild around because my son has her. So do not ever think that you can't do it because you don't have the right van or, you know, rig. Start with what you have. Just scale everything down to the bare necessities.
Well, that's great advice. Okay, well, I wish you the best of luck in your journeys, and maybe we'll meet up again one day.
I hope we do. Thanks so much.